Greetings and salutations, friends. Most of you are probably aware of the recent pieces of tragicomedic theatre that were the hit pieces aimed against Felix Kjellberg, popularly known as PewDiePie. What some of you may not know about, however, is the scope of the problem. The attacks on YouTube's biggest screamer were only the latest entries in a series of what can only be described as hit pieces that have been written about Felix and many other YouTube quote-unquote celebrities over the last few years. Most of these articles are basically tabloid fodder, and there's a link in the description leading you to a roundup of a bunch of the more vile examples. However, most of these articles were quite ridiculous and relatively harmless in and of themselves. But the recent articles released by the Wall Street Journal were a different manner of beast entirely, getting Felix's contracts with Disney cancelled and also his YouTube Red show canned. And what's truly remarkable is that the journalist in question decided to go bitch to Felix's proverbial bosses before asking him for a comment or clarification. Obviously, this was because their case was so flimsy that the mildest of farts in its general direction would tear it apart as so much journalist tear-stained tissue paper. After the Wall Street Journal's article was published, several hit pieces swiftly followed in what can only be described as a smear campaign, many simply gloating over the supposed downfall of Felix's YouTube career. Downfall, eh? I think the last time I saw a word so brutally and viciously misused was when Bush Jr. declared victory in Iraq in 2003, a solid 10 years before the US troops were finally withdrawn from the damn country. Basically, just as before, this turned out to be primarily based upon fucking horseshit. And so, in the end, this latest media offensive was in all due essentiality roundly defeated, but I strongly suspect the final chapter in this particular saga has yet to be written. I suspect that this latest round of smear pieces are but the first moves in a much larger plan. Quite a few of you probably remember the kerfuffle that was known as Gamergate, where practically all of the established media did their level best to collectively condemn all of geekdom as rapists, abusers, as petulant children attacking their betters, etc. Back then, the weapons of choice was censorship, and the end goal was to simply silence opposition. A chilling thought in and of itself, but it pales in comparison to the current situation. With the charged political climate that exists in America as well as the rest of the world, the drama has taken on an altogether more sinister aspect. We are no longer just trolls, we are far right-wing trolls. We are no longer rapists or abusers, we are Nazis. And if we dare to defend ourselves, we are attacking the media, the poor, blameless media. I think it no exaggeration to say that the tone has taken on an altogether more aggressive aspect. The most chilling articles I have read so far go a long way to say that anyone that doesn't conform to the progressive ideology of the media are at best angry children, and at worst, far-right monsters. Quite literally. Titles such as, "Bill Maher is a monster," or sentences like, "We, the good people, searching out and stomping out those who are secretly not good." Those words in particular genuinely frighten me just a bit. We, the good people. We are just. We are on the right side of history. This might, I hope, be an indulgence in hyperbole on my part, but I ask you this. Are these not the very words that have preceded every major attack upon a group of people in human history? I mean, it's the very idea that we are just, we are in the right, therefore our actions are necessarily justified, no matter what we do. And language just like that is getting more and more common in the media these days, something that should be worrying to all of us, in my opinion. Which is why I want to try and head off this inevitable confrontation before it even begins. Which is why I am currently in support of a Thunderclap organised by Sargon of Akkad. To put it simply, the idea of this Thunderclap is a loud and bold declaration, our very own Don't step on Snack. Gorgeous, isn't it? Dancing Snake Woman aside, though, if you feel like adding your voice, then please head on over and sign up for the Thunderclap, link in the description. If you don't know what a Thunderclap is, it's very simple. It will basically ask for access to your Twitter account for a one-time tweet, where it will tweet out what is said at the top. Quote, "Dear mainstream media, jokes are not evidence of bigotry, you morons. We won't let you #gas the jokes." Linking to a petition to have PewDiePie's show, Scare PewDiePie Season 2, reinstated. Doubtlessly, this petition will fall upon deaf ears, but again, that is not the point. The point is simply to make a lot of noise over a very short period of time to tell the people out there that might want to smear us that we are indeed listening. At the moment that I record this, the Thunderclap has a social reach of 1,233,000 people, and that is with only 2,600 supporters. And I'll tell you this, we may not be the good, we may not be the just, hell, we might not even be on the right side of history. But we are the many, and for the moment, at least in our free society, that counts for something.